Alright guys, what's going on? It's your boy Ryan here. I am back with the video. Okay, you guys voted for this topic right here. Will gaming ever be good again? Now, I know a lot of you want me to discuss the Cuphead, PC versus Xbox One sales, so don't worry. We're going to discuss that Friday on the podcast, the main show, the main podcast. So we will be live. I'll be live with King Thrash and the guys, so we're going to be live, and we're going to discuss that. Shout out to everybody who came by last night for Wednesday. We're just chilling with you guys, just talking, just chilling, really, and discussing a few things. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to JWags412 for coming through, so shout out to him. Glad you can make it. Good to talk to you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I appreciate everybody's messages saying that basically everybody was concerned about me. Guys, I'm fine, man. I'm fine. I had I just had a bad week, man. A bad week. A lot of stuff going on outside of YouTube and everything, and I just I let my emotions get the better of me. So my apologies for that. But it's time for me to I represent you guys in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a YouTuber that represents gamers, and I need to be smart about things. So I can't go off the way I do, you know what I'm saying? I can't do that particular way. I got to be legit, composed, and I got to be myself, man. I got to be myself to represent you guys in the best possible way, so we can prove that gaming can be good as opposed to me just ranting. So okay, so just throwing that out there. Shout out to everybody who came through though. We had fun, and it was fun. It was fun to talk to everybody. It really was. Now, as far as a few other things regarding the podcast, a lot of people have suspicions that a certain war is going to break out between our podcast and a certain other podcast. We'll cross that road. We'll get to that road when we get there. But as far as that's concerned, we already ready. We're already geared up. We're ready. So if it does ever transition to that, just keep in mind we're ready. We're not afraid of nobody. We're gonna do what we normally do, man. Like King Thrash says, we're gonna do what we do. All right. So that's that. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about gaming real quick. Will gaming ever be good again? That's a topic that I've really wanted to discuss for quite some time. You look at the gaming market, you look at just how gamers react and how things have changed and how it shifted from the most important thing, which was games, to basically goalpost moving at this point, First it was all about games, now it's about, graphics, then graphics get debunked, and it's like, okay, it's not about graphics anymore, it's about games. Then it's about 4K and, third-party games. I mean, it's crazy how gaming has, turned, Back when, I would love gaming to go back to the good old days, back when we were kids, back when the PS2 and the original Xbox and GameCube and all the systems came out. Let's be real here. When those consoles came out, there was no such thing as a fanboy. We all played our systems. We had fun. We either owned all systems or we owned, one or two, but we played on all platforms. We didn't call anybody pedophiles or anything like that for liking Nintendo. We didn't call people ponies for liking, Sony platforms, and we didn't call people twats for liking Xbox. We didn't call anything like that. But the thing is, a lot of people fail to realize that these companies are not really at legit war, like war that everyday soldiers go to. No, these guys are actually friends at the end of the day. They're just business rivals. It's called business rivalry. Okay, what is a business rivalry? Business rivalry is just going after the market share. That's all it really is, man. That's all it is. They're not wishing death or hell upon each other. They're not doing anything like that. They're just, they're just competing. When one company wins, they give props. Hence why Phil Spencer gives props to Sony on a daily basis every now and then. He does that. He has no problem giving props to Sony. Just why Shuhei Yoshida gave props to Phil Spencer for everything he's done for the Xbox brand. But yet, people like to turn those particular tweets or those particular words into ammo for this fake console war. For example, one particular YouTuber, you already know what I'm talking about, said that, when Phil admitted that, oh yeah, the PlayStation 4 was a great console, he basically told some, Phil was basically, admitting defeat or something like that, and that's when he made that ridiculous tweet saying he's canceling his pre-order because Quantum Break is going to PC and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, Stuff like that is the reason why gaming is just, it's not even considered gaming anymore. It's considered a chore by some people. Some people just do gaming for the sake of making money on YouTube. That's all they do. They don't really care about, gaming anymore. A lot of them don't care about gaming. They see they have a big subscriber count. They see money coming in, and they want to do that particular thing to mislead people. And that is very true. That's very true. A lot of people do that. That's how bad gaming has become to some people. And, people just don't either pay attention to to their user base, or people just don't look at the gaming market and they just want to lie and say other things. But again, will gaming ever become good again? I believe it could become great again the moment we as gamers accept that there's no war. For one, there's no war. There's no such thing as this console war. Everything that we see in everyday life here on YouTube and in the comment section is stuff that really we shouldn't be taking seriously. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't. But at the same time, I understand why people take it seriously. Like myself, you understand why. When you get retarded, like when you get silly messages and insults. You know what I'm saying? But again, when you have people like sending death threats, saying racial slurs and wishing death and talking about Trump's just power over everybody now that with this whole Xbox and everything, it's just like that's not good for the gaming community, and that makes people in the gaming community question, do they really care about gaming? And it really does. A lot of people just do not, a lot of people are leaving YouTube. You fail to realize it, guys, but a lot of people are leaving YouTube. And it's not because of money. It's not just because of no ad revenue apocalypse. It's not just about that. It's just the overall, disgust they have for the comment section they mostly have. Review Tech USA, he does it. He doesn't care. He really doesn't care. Most of his comments are, dudes talking about his nipples and stuff like that. He don't care. He just has fun with his comment section. But other bigger YouTubers are, they pack it up. They leave. You know what I'm saying? They're just gone. They're either trying to wait for YouTube to come to their senses to fix the ad revenue, or they just don't necessarily like what's going on. But that's just true. They just don't like what's going on in their comment sections. And at this current rate, you're gonna be looking at them, but like, okay, well, all this damage control, all these lies and everything. You're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, okay, you know what? Was I doing the right thing for damage control on this? Especially when you see that your console, that you now are hyping up, the Xbox One X. I guarantee you, if you guys continue to hype up stuff like this and you guys don't hold Microsoft credible, the very next console will be legit the very consoles that we destroyed last generation with the PS3 and 360. You guys remember the Steam machines? I guarantee you the next consoles are going to be Steam machines if we do not step up and accept the fact that everything that's going on here is wrong. It's wrong. It's not the right way to go about it. It's not. But people don't want to look at that. People want to find some ridiculous conspiracy. They want to find some ridiculous theory, and they want to lie and say that there's media bias. They're all out to get Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. That's the reason why they're in that predicament, and that's the reason why their fan base just simply has left. I mean, let's be real here. Last generation, you couldn't pull a dude from Xbox 360. I'm gonna tell you why you couldn't pull somebody from Xbox 360. Because it had the best value for your money at the time. The very best value, PS3 multiplats weren't that good in terms of looks. They weren't that good in terms of performance. They ran and looked better on the 360. 360 had their own good juggernaut exclusives that were brand spanking new, and then Sony started cranking out their own grand spanking new games, But again, Microsoft had it all last generation, and they had a network that was good, even though you had to pay for it, sure, but it had a network that was pretty reliable for the most part. It wasn't really going down as much, you know what I'm saying? Now, PS3 had its own network, but again, it was a free network, and at the same time, it was going down every now and then. On top of that, last time I checked, it got hacked, and it went down for, a few weeks or so. So yeah, it was bad, you know what I'm saying? It was bad. So, it's just, you got to look at it like that, man. You can't just keep looking at spec sheets. You can't just keep cherry picking games like, oh, Rise of the Tomb Raider, a game that came out 2 years ago, looks amazing on this console. It's like, all this hype around Rise of the Tomb Raider. You would think they bought Rise of the Tomb Raider as exclusive or something like that, which is impossible because it's on PlayStation 4. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You would think that game was brand spanking new, but it's not. It's not brand spanking new. It's an old game. It's like, why are you showing me old games to show off the power? Why aren't you just hyping up new games to show me the power? Why aren't you showing me a Halo, a Gears, and all that to really, push the boundaries of, that your console is supposedly, doesn't have? You know what I'm saying? Why is this console not looking like that? Forza looks good. I gave, Forza props, but again, Forza is Forza. It's a racing simulator. Nobody really cares about racing simulators. I mean, look at it. People are barely caring about Gran Turismo Sports, racing simulator, even though the game looks gorgeous, sure. And, it looks gorgeous on Forza as well. But again, nobody really cares that much for racing simulators. It's not everybody cares about it. A good chunk care for it, but not a lot care for racing simulators. So again, it turns people off to look at this and go, okay, well, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's going on with this market? But people don't want to acknowledge that. They don't want to acknowledge that. They want to go with these silly, excuses. And it's fine. You can make an excuse for this console all you want. But at the end of the day, how many games are you playing in the long run? How many games are coming to your platform? How many games have been announced? How many games will be announced? How many games are mentioned? Canceled. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real here. Microsoft has canceled more games than they have released games for the Xbox One. And that is a fact. In terms of games, that's a fact. So again, I don't know what's going on here. You got people really trying to use third-party games as an excuse. I'm like, guys, they're on all platforms. That doesn't help your initiative. No, it doesn't help your argument because they're on PlayStation 4. If that's your argument, why not just get a PS4? You just sound silly. You can't think of a defense towards that. Then some people just bring up this. They still use this old defense. Oh, well, my friends were on it. Yeah, but you didn't say anything about your friends. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to brag earlier. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that that just ruins the very thing that we like. You know what I'm saying? The very thing that we love. We all love gaming. I hope we all love gaming. I hope we all, are true to gaming. But yeah, we all love gaming at the end of the day. And at the same time, most of these people who talk about gaming just don't care anymore. They do it for money. That's why they have these misleading articles. They have these misleading titles and everything like that. They don't care about any gaming anymore. They just care about making a few quick bucks on the internet until eventually, console gaming ends up just like Steam machines, and it will force people to actually go to PC. I'm telling you right now, it will go down that route if gaming continues to go down the position that they are now. Microsoft, or I'm sorry, actually not even Microsoft, Sony and Nintendo, I can already tell you, Sony and Nintendo will keep the consoles traditional. We're going to have consoles. Why? Because consoles are simple, they're very simple, okay? That's the main selling point about a console is the simplicity and the fact that it has exclusives that you can't get anywhere else, especially from PC, which is why, PC guys really want PlayStation exclusive, but I keep telling PC guys, you can beg all you want or you can want those games all you want, but again, you fail to realize that those games they're required for PlayStation in order for PlayStation to basically sell. PlayStation needs those games to sell. Okay, Nintendo, they need Mario, they need Zelda, they need all these games to sell their platform. You can't rely on petitions to get these games. You need to either own your PC rig and buy the console that whatever game you want to play on, so that you will have that. That's why they call it a combination. You need both to experience best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? You can have the best third-party games on your rig and the best first-party games on a Sony platform or a Nintendo platform. Microsoft, they have completely merged with PC, so again, they don't really have this luxury, which again, it turns off a lot of people towards the Xbox One X. And a lot of people think it's bias or hate. It's not bias or hate. It's common sense. If somebody has a $1,500 PC, you really think they're going to spend $500 for this console just to play the very same multiplayer that they were playing an hour ago at a higher fidelity, at a higher frame rate and performance? No, they're not going to do that. This console is not putting their rigs to shame. A lot of people, especially tech heads, I know a few of them who are subscribed to me, they agree with me every time. They're like, yeah, my rig destroys this thing. You know what I'm saying? I value performance over frame rate, or I value frame rate over visuals, and I am the same way. At this day and age, we have been spoiled with graphics. Let's be real here. We have been spoiled with graphics. The beginning of this generation towards right now, we have been spoiled with graphics. Games will look beautiful to the point where we don't even care anymore. Look at Assassin's Creed Origins. The game looks great, right? But do you really care about Assassin's Creed Origins? I don't care about it, even though I might get the game because I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan at the end of the day. But again, I'm not really sold that much on this game, especially with the shady practices going on from GameStop with the DLC in the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of that. But at the end of the day, I can agree that even though that game looks good, I am not sold. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sold on that. And that's a common thing that people just don't understand. You can hype up graphics all you want, but you need performance, man. People don't care anymore. We're at this time where we don't care about graphics. We want performance. It's been demanded at this point from console gamers that we want 60 frames per second. You don't believe me? Go to Digital Foundry's comment section. Go to any video on Xbox One X's video. Those are not trolls, people. Those are legit angry fans saying, okay, it's the world's most powerful console, but where's the 60 frames per second option? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. People want 60 frames per second. That is the main thing people are screaming for. They could care less about 4K. Why? Because 4K, for one, is too expensive. Number two, 4K is not really worth the money at this time. Sure, I mean, the visuals look great, and, you know, and the presentation looks amazing. You know, look at Spider-Man. Again, it looks great, but again, it's not really worth it at this time. It's not really worth the extra amount of money to just upgrade to, you know, a visual quality. It's not worth it at this point. I mean, if you can afford it and you got the money to throw around, sure, go right ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real here. Would you rather play a game at 4K 30 frames per second, or would you rather play a game at 4K 60 frames per second? Would you rather play a game at 1080p 30 frames per second? Or would you rather play a game at 1080p 60 frames per second? So, you know what I'm saying? Answer those questions. Those are questions that matter at the end of the day. We prefer frame rate, man. Frame rate is the thing that we want. You know what I'm saying? And I gave Microsoft nothing but props for the Xbox One. I was like, Microsoft, you're sitting on a gold mine right here. All you have to do is market it right. 1080p 60 on every single game. That would give the people who do not have 4K displays a reason to invest into the Xbox One X. But of course, the fanboys don't watch that. They lie and say I'm biased, but then everybody with common sense who actually watch the videos come out and like it and just like it in droves. So they know I'm telling the truth, and they agree. And that's what I'm saying. People don't want to acknowledge that, and that's the common sense. That's the common fix right there. Sure, Microsoft doesn't have any exclusives. Let's be real. They got no exclusives. Let's not lie to ourselves. There's no exclusives for the Xbox, true. But, again, they really wanted to sell the Xbox One X. All they had to do was come out and say 1080p 60, all games. People would have bought this console. Maybe not in crazy droves. Maybe not in, like, Nintendo Switch type of numbers. No, but I guarantee you the pre-orders definitely would have been better, you know what I'm saying, even than they are now. I mean, you know, you already did that video where, like, people are already trying to demonstrate that one video I did with the whole pre-orders being, you know, confirmed to be hugely limited. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's like people hyping up the world's fastest pre-order, but it's like there wasn't enough supply to begin with. So, of course, it's sold out in record time. You know what I'm saying? That's false hype, ladies and gentlemen. That's playing on the fans. That's playing on you to try to sell you something. That's what they're doing. And, you know, it's common sense, man. Common sense. But, that's it, though. I don't think I need to talk anything. You know, I don't think I need to really just, I don't think I need to discuss anything else further. I really don't. Friday, man, we'll be live. We'll be live Friday, okay? So, guys, we back. Yes, Super Chat is enabled, so you guys will be able to do the Super Chat and everything. You guys really want the Super Chat to be enabled. It is enabled. Everything will be available for you guys. Friday, we will be live, and we will be chilling with you guys live on the channel. I might actually live stream later on today. I'm not sure. We'll see, but that's it, man. I appreciate everybody's support, and you guys be good. Deuces.